Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Earlier, we were joined by Emily Frankowski of Connect to Culture because we've got a slew of performances, exhibits, events, and classes coming up. And, most of these are free and open to the public now that we're getting back out and able to attend events. Emily, earlier, we were talking about Joplin here in a couple years, preparing for its Sesqui celebration. And Missouri Art Now has a bicentennial celebration. This is going to be from May 29 all the way to July 17th. I love the extended time frame. What can we expect to see out at the Spiva Center for the Arts?
Yeah, this is going to be a really exciting exhibit, and they've been working on it for quite some time now in celebration of the bicentennial, which is happening now. And so Spiva Center for the Arts is one of these organizations across Missouri, including Post Art Library right here in Joplin, that's organized this. And it is an exhibit that features about 60 artists from all over Missouri. So you'll really get to see a wide range of the visual arts culture of Missouri. So, usually we're really blessed in Joplin to have so many exhibits that feature just Joplin artists, but now you'll get to see, maybe some artists from St. Louis, from Hannibal, Missouri, from Columbia. So kind of see, what kind of talent is in the state. And let me tell you, there's a lot.
And also, too, we need to thank Connect to Culture and Spiva there for bringing this to us, because this is a traveling art exhibit. This thing's going around the entire Show Me state, so we're very fortunate to have it down here in the 4 states. Whether it be, this next class, Physics Fun Pop-Up at the Webb City Farmers Market. At first, before I knew much about it, I was like, oh, this would be good for the kids. But then as I went through it, I'm no engineer. I'm like, wow, this sounds pretty neat. I would love to be able to take this home and do it. Explain the Physics Fun Pop-Up.
Yeah, this is a new fun thing that has come to the area, and it's all courtesy of the Creative Learning Alliance, which is a group that's working to build a science center in Joplin. So they've done these physics fun pop-ups at a variety of locations, Joplin Empire Market, the Public Library, and now they're going to the Webb City Farmers Market on May 29th from 9 to noon in the morning to the afternoon. And basically they have these free bags full of a physics project that you can take with you home, and I think it's called Fettuccine Bridge. I'd never heard of it. It probably would be challenging for myself, but you'll basically learn this, physics experiment, and you can do it right at home for free. So easy, you just have to pick it up.
Webb City Farmers Market now is from 9 to noon. I do want to point out to everybody, if you're interested, there are a limited number of bags. But at that point in time, too, that's going to be on May 29th. They're going to have great produce out there as well. You can kind of do 2 birds with 1 stone on that. Hey, one more thing before we get out of here. I'm going to be a little bit selfish because my family is actually in the midst of researching a house where my dad once grew up and everything. And it just so happens that coming up on May the 6th, you have a class called House Story, How to Research Historic Sites and Structures. Is this something that people were requesting? How did Connect to Culture come about this?
Yeah, so this is a really wonderful program. I've actually attended this program in person at a past historic conference, but my good friend Jill Sullivan, who's the executive director at Post Art Library, developed this presentation that is all about researching your historic sites and structures. If you don't know much about Post Art Library, a huge part of them is knowing all about Joplin's historic information, as well as how to do a lot of research on historic sites. So if you have an old home or just a really cool old building that you've always wondered, what is that? When was it built? Who built it? What are those weird little things that are underneath there? This is the place to do it. It's on Zoom. You can just register. That's all you'll need to do, May 6th at noon. But really, you'll go through learning how to research, the do's and don'ts, places that you can find free information, which I'm also selfishly really want to revisit it because I recently purchased a historic home and I'd like to learn more about it.
Well, number 1, congratulations to you for that. Number 2, I will see you via Zoom on that same call. And number 3, thank you and Connect to Culture for not only everything that you do in Joplin, but it's something the entire 4 states can take advantage of. Emily, thank you so much for your time this morning. And once again, Connect to Culture with this complete calendar on its website, Facebook page, great source of contact and information, whether it be going to Midwest Regional Ballet in Oz, or whether it be geeking out like me and Emily and finding out about historic sites.
Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you so much, Emily. We'll catch up with you here in just a little bit. Be back with more KOAM Morning News right after this.